In reflections, we can revisit the questions, the basic questions. Because as I was listening to a video, I realized these questions are not that. We can look at the questions in a more fresh way, kind of. So I thought in this video I'll try to look at the questions of the world, questions only. I like them a lot in a more fresh way. So here we are all in this universe. So and we are having our jobs and our daily routines and everything. Okay. But definitely at some point, these questions are there. The most direct questions I think anybody will have to face is suffering and death. These are very basic. That's why I think Buddha story is so appealing to everybody because he saw an old man, he saw a weak man, right? He saw a dead man, and he saw a person who knew everything and was happy, right? So these four things. He saw a weak man, an unhealthy man. He saw a dead man. He saw an old man, so he understood aging is there. And he actually saw a dead man, weak man, old man, dead man, and a man who was happy, a monk. And then he wanted to know what is his answer. So can we find that answer? I believe if you know the question, you get the answer in 2025. It's very simple answer. So what are these questions? The question is from where, from what is the first question is what is this? Really, if you ask very first-handedly, what the hell, what the fuck is this world and me and in this? Actually, if you're allowed to ask, right, as a child and the child in us also, what the hell? What child in us? In old age, you ask more because you're close to death. So you have to ask, isn't it? What the what the hell? Where am I? That kind of a thing. So this is the questions we have. This is the questions we have, actually. Now, how can you ever answer this question? I don't know. You're already there. Universe is already there. I'm already there. How do I answer this question? But the question still remains. Because after death, we could be going somewhere. What are we? Suddenly it becomes like, actually, it's a traumatic thing if you take it seriously. That trauma actually hits people when they are heartbroken or when they're in depression or when they are close to death, when somebody has died. Usually, when somebody close has died, because when they die, it's all over. If they're close to death, also, they might feel this depression, but not much, I believe. If somebody dies, then they feel it. And their mother or father dies, especially. What the hell? This feel. You understand? But the answer is very simple. And let's look at all the answers given and all the answers which can be given because the questions have to have a limit. The obvious answer is it is always there. Osho says that only. Ayn Rand says that only. I've seen on Ayn Rand and Osho clearly explaining this the best way that existence exists. There's no reason for existence. Whatever was there, is there, and will always be there. Everything in science points to that. Every fact points to that. Everything points to that. That you came from the earth, and then why is it we can't accept it? Is it because of conditioning? Is it because somebody told us no, God is there somewhere, nice God is there? Is it because of that? But many people don't believe in God and yet are terrified because of the terror. I think there is a natural terror that will end, right? Which is why the only solution is to meditate on these answers. It is a fact. It is a fact. This universe was always there. We're finding more and more about the universe heat, light, sound, Big Bang, everything. And we'll find more and more on that. We are finding more and more about the stupid beliefs and we are deconditioning from the beliefs. And some people decondition, they do wide reading of history, everything. But the root is these questions only, the questions only, what is heat, what is sound, what is light, what is electricity and magnetism, how all these inventions work, when did the business come, when was the scientific revolution, French revolution, everything, the whole universe, the whole complexity of the world started from this only, right? The world is wonderfully complex, and yet it is very simple. There is the simplicity of the laws of physics, chemistry, biology, history, geography, you know, the school syllabus. If you know that syllabus, you have known the world. That is true. That is true. To doubt that would take you to philosophy, but then you have to come back to that only. because that is all there is. But in the metaphysical state of being, in the existential state of being and living, you understand? It's not that simple, also, no? In the existential state of being, I'm living. I'm not talking about some other person. I'm talking about myself, my death, my life. That is why a certain that is why a certain detachment is always talked about in the Upanishads. Have you noticed? That is the state of facing the facts fully. If you face the facts fully, obviously detachment will come only then. Only then. So then when you face the facts,